Hello YouTube, it's Carlos the Rook, and I'm bringing you round 4 that I played in Chess Zone's March action. And as always, I'm playing in my favorite place. So I'm playing E4. No, I'm playing Joshua, who plays E4. He's rated 1874, I'm rated 1729. I got the black pieces. It's 3 games out of 4 I have to play with the black pieces. This is the second time in one of these tournaments this has happened. So let's see what happens. He starts off with E4. I respond C5, Sicilian defense. C3, this is the signature move of the Alapin. So I go knight F6. He pushes forward to hit the knight. I move the knight. And now he goes D4, challenging the center. C captures D4, C captures D4, and now I'll push forward D6, challenging his center. So he captures. I capture with the queen. And now he goes knight C3, hitting the knight. I ignore the threat, and I X-ray his pawn. And now he goes knight F3, and I go bishop G4 to pin the knight. So we're fighting over this D4 pawn here. And he goes bishop E2 to break the pin on the knight. And here I played A6. And this is the second game in a row I played A6 unnecessarily. And I don't know if it's because I'm used to playing the Najdorf, but I was concerned with if I play E6, knight to B5, queen D7, and the bishop can't go to F4 because I was concerned with the C7 check because the knight on D5 stops that. So there was no need of me to be concerned with this knight B5. And then in some lines, this diagonal becomes weak if you play A6. So I play A6 in error. The engine wanted E6 right away. He castles. Now I play E6. And Joshua goes bishop E3, protecting his isolated pawn. I go bishop E7 with the idea to castle. He brings the rook over to C1. I castle now. The position is equal. And he plays H3. I drop the bishop back to H5. I considered capturing, but that would relieve the pressure. I want to keep the tension in the position. And now he goes A3. I'm not really sure what A3 accomplishes because I'm not trying to go knight B4. Maybe he want to go B5 and B4, B5. I'm not really sure. The engine wants knight capture C3 here, or knight F4. I play rook on F to D8. And my idea is just to pile up another attacker on this D pawn. He captures. I capture back. And now he goes queen D2. And I go bishop F6. And my idea is just to put another attacker onto this D pawn. And here he plays rook C5. And we played this move, it surprised me. Because if my queen moves away, I'll lose the bishop. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I made a mistake. I'm about to lose a piece and I fumbled. And I'm going to lose another game. But then as I look deeper in the position, I seen queen captures C5. And once the pawn captures back, the queen is hanging on D2. So we went into that line, rook captures D2. Bishop captures D2. And here I play bishop captures B2, but the engine wants bishop G6, which prevents rook B1. Hold on, let me see what the engine wants real quick. It wants bishop g6, b4, rook d8, bishop g5. Bishop captures, knight captures. Knight d4. Rook e1. King f8. So this is the line the engine wanted. And black keeps a small edge. But I played bishop captures b2 instead. And I seen rook b1, bishop captures a3, rook captures b7, and in my head I had bishop captures c5, but once I got on the board, I seen bishop captures c5 loses to rook c7. And there's no way to protect both pieces. Both pieces are getting hit. So here the engine just wants a5. It's actually saying bishop captures f3 is a move, which I did not like. Let me look at this line. Bishop captures f3. Bishop captures f3 is hitting the knight, and once the rook move, it x-rays my rook. So that's why I didn't like this line. It's knight e5. Knight e5, you hitting the bishop on f3. Now what it wants? c6. 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 And it's saying rook c8. Rook c8. Rook a7. a5. Hold on. a5. Bishop captures a5. Bishop d6. Rook a6. Knight captures f3. G captures f3. Then king f8, where you run the king over. Wow. And it's a complete draw. This is what the engine wanted. And I was scared of bishop captures f3. That would have been some hard moves to find. So bishop captures f3. Bishop captures f3 is knight e5, hitting the bishop. c6, rook c8, rook a7, a5. And bishop captures, bishop d. I'm not sure I would have found all that. I just went knight d8 instead, hitting the rook. And here he played rook c7. And I was actually considering capturing the knight, f5, I think I considered f6 and f5 with the idea of bringing bishop e8 and then bishop b5 and trade the pawns. f6 with the same idea. Take the knight, take the bishop. I move over to b8, rook b8. And then the idea is just to push this pawn. If he, no, bishop b4 first, then you can push the pawn. But first you need luft over here. And so when I came up with that, I decided why not give myself luck right now? And I play h6. And this move is just losing. And the reason why is g4, which is the reason I thought about f5 not allowing g4. And bishop g6, the knight comes to e5. And I didn't want him to break up my pawn structure like that. But I should have allowed it. I went bishop e4. And now he goes knight c4. My bishop's trapped. So I take the pawn. The rook captures. Hold on, did I go knight c6? Let me see, knight c6. No, I didn't go knight c6. The engine is recommending knight c6, bishop e3, rook d8. This is what the engine is recommending. Knight c6, bishop e3, rook d8. And he's trying to create a threat. I don't think that's going to work. But I went bishop d5. Let me promote this variation. That's what I went, bishop d5. And he went knight b6, forking the rook and the bishop. I went rook b8. Knight captures d5. E captures. That's important. Taking this pawn first before he captures back there. And I go d4. Rook c8. Trading the rooks is forced. Bishop captures c8. King f8. King f1. King e7. King e2. King d6. King d3. King c5. And here goes bishop d7. I go g5 just to stop the pawns from moving up. He goes bishop e8, hitting my f7 pawn. I move it up 1 to f6. Bishop c1, we're doing some in-game maneuvering. And I go king d5. And my idea is just to come around through here. I want to come to that dark diagonal. So he goes bishop b2, hitting the pawn. And I seen that I wish I could go knight e6, but bishop f7 pins the knight, and I lose the pawn anyway. And then he trade off my piece, and then it just falls from there. So I can't play that, so I'm going to lose this pawn. So I play king d6. The bishop captures, and I go knight e6. And my idea is to let him take this pawn, and I check here and fork that h pawn. But he doesn't allow it. He goes bishop e3. And now he'll go king e5. And he goes bishop d7, threatening to take my knight. And I go knight c7, moving out the way. Now he goes bishop a4. And here I go f5. Bishop captures d4. Bishop d4 check. I go king f4. And once again, I want to get f3. And get that h pawn. I get that h pawn, and I feel like I can make a draw. So he goes bishop a7, and his idea is to go bishop b8, pinning the knight. And here, I can go, knight, I can go knight d5 or knight e6, moving my knight out the way, and if he check, I can step up here. But I just thought if I get both of these pawns, giving up the knight, I can walk my pawn in, walk my king over here, and walk the pawn in. And I was absolutely wrong. So I take, he goes bishop b8, pinning the knight. I felt like instead of bishop b8, he should have went bishop d1 first. That would have allowed my king not to be able to go into f3. So I take again. He takes bishop catches c7 check. And I actually thought over the board I had a draw here, but as you can see, white is completely winning. They got mate in 26. I go king f3. My idea is to hit this pawn here, or step over here and push my pawn forward. And he goes bishop g3, locking that in. And I want to go h5, h4, but I can't because bishop d1, and he picks up h5. So I go king g2. He goes bishop d1, stopping me from going h5, h4. So I have no choice but to go h2. The bishop has to capture. I capture back. And after the game, Josh thought that my best chance was to capture the f2 pawn, but that wouldn't have worked because the two bishops, he would have picked up the pawn with the two bishops, and two bishops and a king could checkmate a king easy. Now with a bishop and a knight, it'll take about 40 moves if a person don't know what they're doing. So I had a better chance then. So he goes bishop g4, and here he's just locking the position. And I went king g1. And my idea was trying to create opposition. King g1, I thought he would go king e2. Then I can go king g2. And I would be opposing him. So this is what I was looking at. But he just went f3. And then I was like, man, wow, if I known he was playing that, I'd have went king g2. And then I could have went king g3 then. So let's say king g2, f3. I could have played here. He could have played here. I play here. It's saying king e5, but if he'd have went this way, trying to get back here, then that loses to this. He loses the bishop. And if you take, I take, it's just a drawn position. So here the engine's saying king e5 is best. And if I push up, king f5. Wow. King f5? You see that? And the idea is if I take here, you take here, I can't go that way. I'm forced to fall back, and then the pawn just falls. That's just completely losing. And you go here, king go here, and you just walk the pawn in. It's simple. So I was just wondering, that doesn't work either. He would have had to find king e5 instead of coming over. So he went f3. I went king g2, king e4, king g3, king f5. So I went king h4. He went king g6, stopping me from pushing up. So I went king g3 to circle around. He went king captures h6, king f4. Went king g6, king e5, king captures g5, king d6, king f6, and here I resign. There's no way I can get in front of the pawn and blockade. So this was a really, really tough loss. I felt like I had a better position after the queen captures c5, bishop captures b2. I just didn't play it right and I fumbled it. So I gotta take more time to figure out a position and figure out a winning strategy when I have an advantage. So I'm gonna make sure I do that in the future. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends and family about it and come out to Chess Zone and let's play a game. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye.